Bow wow.
We are Sun Dogs. This is DogStar, and this is MAEVUIM.
Hi.
Hey, thanks for making the trip, coming down, and answering some of your questions for us.
Yeah, taking the
Yes.
time out of the busy schedule.
For sure.
We always like to start with the origin stories, kind of time traveling back in the day to the earliest musical influences, maybe around the house or in church.
Oh, man.
What can you remember?
Band.
There's so many. I guess, like, are you asking me what influenced me, basically, or just
Just
what?
like when you first remember music and thinking that it was cool.
Yeah, like were your parents
Yeah.
musical at all?
My mom, I guess, she grew up in the church singing.
Okay.
Mm.
She always, like, fancied that or favored it, but she never even attempted. She just, like, went into the whole wife, mom thing, you know?
I mean, yeah.
But had an amazing voice.
Ye-
Was able
Liked
to sing.
to sing.
Liked to sing.
I'd be able to recognize it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But but I think, like, overall, my mom, like, when it came to music, I will tell you this. My mom's the first person to break my heart. I'll tell you that.
Oh, no.
Yeah. 8 years old, she asked me, I was just sitting there in the living room, asked me, oh, what did you want to do? What did you want to do when you grow up? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I just want to sing. I just want to sing. You know what she told me? She's like, you need to get a real job.
Oh,
I was
my
like,
gosh.
That stabbed me. It's like, as an 8-year-old, how do you process that?
Yeah.
And now looking forward to now as a 23-year-old, she sees how passionate I am. She's definitely come around. She is
Really?
Oh,
like,
man.
the woman I grew up seeing as my mother. She's a whole different person to who it is today. Because I think she just thought, like, how, like, these things was presented to her because she's an immigrant person. They came here out of survival mode, not of, like, oh, I'm gonna just live, like, build this up. They came here out of survival because they were fleeing a war
Oh, where
in
from?
Africa.
Where? Oh, okay.
in Liberia.
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
So when they came here, they just, typical immigrant people go to school to be a doctor, lawyer.
Mm.
That's all we came here, be successful, you know? But then it's like, as the world has always evolved in front of us, they didn't even know, like, all these opportunities are in front of us for us to do it ourselves, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
The only time they ever saw anything music related was, like, American Idol.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? That was their blueprint for success for music. Oh, if somebody doesn't choose you, you can't be chosen.
Interesting.
You know?
Interesting.
So definitely once I started making music, she was a little bit disappointed. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
Very disappointed because Cut, I didn't even put it out there, but I was 19 when I first made Cut and I just released it last year. She heard it. She was mad.
Oh.
She was mad.
That isn't a song to play for your
Oh,
mom.
no. She grew up in the church. She was
Yeah.
not trying to hear it. She was like, I don't know what you're doing, but this got to end. This got to end now.
Mm-hmm.
And then my dad followed up with me. He's like, listen, I just want you to be happy.
Yeah.
You do whatever you want. Just be respectful. So that's why I'm like, I have a little tense feeling when it comes to that song Cut.
Okay.
A lot of history. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a opening to the interview. I feel like we got a lot to unpack there.
Yes.
So your parents moved here from Liberia. Is that
Yes.
before they had you?
Before they had me, yeah.
Okay. Very cool. And
Yes.
then you said at 8 years old, you told your mom you wanted to be a singer. So I feel like we missed something because we were
Yeah.
trying to get where music entered your life. And then you already want to be a singer for your
Already
career.
wanted.
So, like, what happened before you were 8 years old that made you think that you wanted to,
Yeah.
I mean, other
Make
than mom
records.
and church choir.
Yeah.
I think, like, just growing up, it's just the energy behind it. I think my mom, like I said, my mom is very sheltered. She was a very conservative Christian woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
She just sheltered me from anything that was secular. She only wanted me in the church doing music and churches and choirs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, like, usually when she go to bed, MTV would be on.
Okay.
I was doing music videos of, like, it's just so, like, faint in my memory.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I know for a fact the one song that stuck out to me, the first song that I could really remember was Single Again by Trina.
Oh,
Single again.
okay.
I was like, I don't know what it is. I was 8. Like, I don't know. I was young. I don't even know what it was.
But
But, like,
clicked.
something clicked. Just the energy, like, the visual, everything's like, yeah, I want to do this. I want to create. But, like, the lines were definitely blurred before getting here today.
That's awesome. That's, very cool to hear. So from 8, you want to be a singer. So what
Yeah.
did, like, your school years look like? Did you try to find ways to, like, move towards that goal?
I think it was like that hidden secret for me.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
like, you know, it's just a little bit rough, I guess, because I have a lot of brothers and their influence in life was like sports. And that to my parents register as more attainable than an entertainer or a singer.
Interesting.
So, yeah. Right. That's I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it. And to them, they felt like that was a more like a bigger success rate to support versus me in the music. I did do choir. I think I did it all throughout middle school, 6th through 8th grade.
Okay.
But then I just cut it short because I'm like, there wasn't like an outlet for me to just really be me.
Yeah.
It was just joint. Like, oh, we're all in unison. I'm like, okay, cool. But it's like time for solos. I wasn't really like presented that opportunity. There was times I would try to do like piano like lessons with the teacher, like sneak after school, be like, oh, can you just show me this 1, 2, 3 thing?
Yeah.
She'd be like, I can do it, but like, you know, it's limited.
Yeah.
So I guess like throughout high school, I just threw myself into a lot of marketing classes for electives to learn about business.
Yeah.
Because I knew for a fact, okay, if music didn't work, I'm definitely going to be a businesswoman. So
Kind of taking mom's advice a little bit.
a tad. Because I don't know.
At least keep them off your back by taking some
You know,
business.
so like, yeah, that definitely distracted them because
Good.
I was in this program called DECA growing up.
Yeah.
And I won a bunch of reward, like a lot, just in the principles of marketing.
Okay.
So when teachers and people started recognizing that, my mom started to ease off of me a little bit. She really thought that, oh, she's never
She
going
had
to
the best.
sing.
Yeah.
She really thought. And then, you know, I think she was disappointed when she found out when I dropped out from college to like just really pursue music. She was in shock. But then she realized I have something to show for it. So she's definitely relaxed. She's even helped like supported me put together my EP release party.
Wow.
So that whole 360 was just a
That's
breath
gotta,
of, you know,
Wow.
sigh of relief.
it's gotta mean a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you were talking about Cut being like meaning a lot to you just because it's one of your earlier songs. Was that the first song you wrote?
it's like the second or third.
Okay. When did
Yeah.
you write your first song?
My first song I ever wrote was called like Power X9. I did it with an old college friend at the time in somebody's room. Like, I wrote that song like, I want the money, I want the fame, I want the power, because I felt like I had zero power over my life, literally.
Okay.
And I mean, people was like, oh, you should do this for real. I'm like, I can't really rap like that. I only rap when I'm frustrated. And I'm really not somebody who likes to exude that frustration like that. And when it comes to like Cut, but this is what music is, right? You put your unresolved emotions into a piece of art. That's how I guess these like masterpieces come together with undealt emotions. Seriously.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in the college dorm is where these frustrations were coming about.
Yeah, I didn't want to go to college. I knew
Right.
I knew it. I think I knew at 16. I did not. I knew since I was 8 I wanted to do music. I knew it. But it's like not having that support definitely like messes with your brain chemistry.
I can imagine.
So now
That's
they're
tricky.
here.
Yeah, now they do.
was it always MAEVUIM, or did you contemplate any other artist names?
It was just May at first.
May at first. Okay.
Yeah. And then MAEVUIM just came about because like I used to be a gamer and I just started scrambling words, whatever looked the best with May. And I'm like, V, I like the U, I like the I. I don't know. It just, I don't know. It sounds like you can spell it, say it. It looks unique.
Yeah.
So I just rolled with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
From a marketing standpoint, it's a great name, right?
Yeah.
That's
So,
cool.
it clicks.
Sorry for being the jump back guy, but were you doing any like writing or anything before you started writing songs?
Initially, I wanted to be a songwriter because what my mom told me, you know, my mom really does have a strong influence on my life. I'm her only daughter. So, you know, having like, you know, that's your only like woman figure, mother figure. Well,
If she was going to
you
live
know?
vicariously through one of her kids. It would be
Yeah. And I think that maybe in some time in her life, she probably did want to pursue music. So she's probably in disbelief that, okay, I suppressed it and then I reproduced a human being that wants to do something that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I just want to shelter her. And I think the only reason why she's only reluctant because she wants to shelter me.
Right.
But she really has nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
She has nothing to worry about.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's, again, you said that almost full 360 is kind of came out of nowhere.
It did. And it's kind of scary. It's like, oh, I'm just waiting for that. What do you want to say? But parents know best. And I'm even shocked that I'm even saying this because, like, I just think, oh, you guys just don't get it.
Yeah, what advice would you have for like an artist whose parents aren't supportive? Or aren't supportive yet?
Aren't
because
supportive.
There's a...
You know, I feel like the only time there would be a disbelief is when they don't see the vision. Okay? They're going to think you're probably delusional a little bit. But sometimes you got to be delusional, be in your head, and actually put the action to the things that you want in order for people. Okay, I see she's showing up. Oh, I see she's practicing. Oh, I see that she's joining this club, wanting to be, give them something to work with. If you just say, oh, I just want to, I don't know, I want to like be what do they call people that, I don't know, a pilot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you showing no interest towards that, they're going to be like, okay. They're just going to be, okay. But if you're showing, and regardless of what they're telling you, eventually I feel like people will come around. Because if they can't change your mind, they're going to eventually just have to cave in.
There you go. At least if they're supportive. And then what would you say the importance of supporting parents is? Like, do you think you could do it without your parents' support?
I mean, for 3 years, I did it without them.
Okay.
But I think that it does fuel me a little bit more knowing that they're happy that I'm happy.
Yeah, it's got to be better now.
It's way better now. I don't have to feel like I have to hide, because like I started music in college, trying to do computer science and business administration.
Okay.
So I think I was doing that, like joining the college for them because I knew I didn't even want to go, So once that like came about and it's like, oh, well, I can't stop her. Well, I said, oh, I'll pay for this. I'll pay for this. I'll pay for this. And she's still not stopping.
Oh, no.
You can't stop me, So I think it's very important. And even though at first it may be tough just to tell your parents no, parents, they do value that authority because they want to lead you in the right direction.
Yeah.
But like, give them, I don't know. It's like eventually they can't change your mind, And if they feel like it's making you better and better and better, evolve into a better person, they're going to eventually join the wave. Like I don't know. I just feel like it's human nature. If they're seeing that you're happy doing something that makes you happy, they're eventually just going to fall into it. Especially, and then what happens if like, oh, multiple opportunities come about. This person want to buy your music catalog, or
right?
They have no choice.
Yeah,
they have no choice but to be happy. So
perfectly said.
I mean, at least you're not happy. You're making money. What do you want me to do?
Right.
So, yeah.
I thought up a crazy hypothetical for you.
What's
All
that?
right, so you have a kid.
Oh, gosh.
And then that kid wants to be an NBA player because you said earlier that you don't think that's very realistic. How are you going to handle that?
Well, I'd be like, okay, if this is something you have interest in, let's see it through. But you better put in the work. Don't tell me you want to do something and just magically expect it to happen. Let's get to work. And if you're not putting in no work, I'm just going to have to let you use your 2 legs and walk on this journey and show me what you really want because I can't want it for you.
Well, it sounds like you've got some good perspective from what you went through.
Yes.
So that's good to hear. Sorry for the crazy question.
No, not at all. We touched just a little bit wondering if you had written before you started songwriting. Can you tell us a little bit about your songwriting process? Do you write down the words first? Do you hear the beat or the instrumentation first? Are you hearing melodies in your head?
I think songwriting definitely was like a substitute to journaling for me.
Okay.
Because just some things happened growing up and I stopped journaling. So I'm like thinking, okay, how can I creatively express myself? And when it comes down to writing, I used to write down physically on a piece of paper.
Okay.
I don't do it no more. Because
takes up too much space or too wasteful, or
it could be a little bit distracting when you're trying to record.
Right.
It's like you feel like you're trying to do 2 things at once. Like it's like this. Oh, it's a little bit distracting. And my sound engineer that I work with, he's like, let's try without it. You're using this too much of a clutch. You just need to let go, like let it go. And if you can like rehearse prior, sure, let's do this. But he kind of like forced me not to have my journal in the studio.
Okay.
So definitely I've evolved into being more comfortable just like registering what I want to say prior to me like making music and then going back and writing the lyrics.
Yeah.
But as for like really writing the song up front without a beat, it's kind of rare. Okay. I'm not going to say it doesn't happen, but it's rare, Yeah.
Need to get put in the mindset by the beat.
Yeah.
Before the theme starts flowing.
Yeah. I generally know what type of like music I want to make though, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. I was at the studio yesterday actually. Now you should say that.
Okay.
And I was just thinking about this like rough patch. And I was thinking, oh man, what am I going to do? I came here literally nothing but my phone and this beat. And I'm just thinking, okay. I don't know. I was just like, it's tough. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to just roll with it. And it sounds great. Too bad you can't listen to it, but it sounds great.
Can't listen to it yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
Not yet. And it shocks me because the things that I least prepare for tend to like do me good, which is crazy. I don't know.
Where do you think new ideas and stuff like that come from? Sorry for another deep, crazy question, but are you spiritual at all? Or?
I'm very spiritual.
Where do you think those song ideas come from?
I think like isolation does generate a lot of like creative thoughts for me, to say the least. I've pretty much been like a solo writer, even though I'm come from a big family. I have 10 siblings, 10 of us in total.
Oh, wow.
I feel like this is my fault. There's 10 of us in total. I have 8 brothers and 1 half sister. So there's an age gap between me and my sister. So majority of my life was just me against all these boys. Me and all these boys. I had to be my own big sister. And my mom's working, I had to be my own person. And so, like, when you go to your brothers, like, they're just like, I love my brothers, but like, they don't give the best advice. They just be like, just get over it. How can I just get over something that happened to me? Yeah. Like, how do you cope? Like, they had each other. So that's why it's so easy for them to say that. But for me, it's like,
can't move on that quick.
Yeah, I can't. And it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this information. And it's crazy in my song Insane. I was literally talking about, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just wanted this to happen. So what I'm going to do, I don't know. Put it in a song. And then it sounds amazing.
I love it. We're sitting down with MAEVUIM here on DogStar. We got to take a break in a second here.
Yeah.
But follow MAEVUIM at MAEVUIM, MAEVUIM.
Yes.
We'll be right back. And we're back. This is DogStar, and this is MAEVUIM.
Hello.
And we're kind of continuing along the origin story, approaching present day, talking about, before the break, we're talking about your songwriting a little bit, and how it's hard to write something without getting the vibe of an instrumentation or a beat.
Yeah.
What do you think your weakest creative roles are, or what creative roles do you think you may need improvement in? That's how I should phrase it.
I just never want to be asked to record my own music.
Oh, just not have to worry about that responsibility.
That is way too technical for me.
Right.
Jeez, I just can't. Like, I feel like I would just get overwhelmed and just get too excited to mess with this, and I'm like, I'm not going to do it. Mm-hmm. No, I don't care how much it costs. I'm not going to record my own music.
So you were not recording it in the college dorm. Mm-hmm. It was another person.
Yeah, it was another person's equipment. Okay. And that just like was enough for me to be like, yeah, no.
No. I mean, I get it. It gets complex.
Yeah. Maybe if I buy the equipment, if I just have to press one button and turn it on, yeah. But no. Mixing, no.
Right.
Chopping,
Got
no.
a lot of other things you're doing when it comes to your music career.
Yeah. I feel like you need definitely some insight on that. And no.
What are all the hats you wear as a independent artist? Or I shouldn't say independent artist, but I should say as a emerging artist.
Emerging? I think I wear
marketing, obviously. Stylist. You say you made that coat.
I did. I I wouldn't say everything, but geez, majority of it. I think I wear the hat of the songwriter, even down to production. I feel like sometimes it does take a lot more time for me to be extremely precise with, like, I'm so meticulous with my music. If I hear the slightest click, I'm like, we're redoing this whole thing. I don't even care how long, if we've been here 2-3 hours, we're redoing this whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, just like, I guess, like, because me, like I said, I've always been like a little bit the outsider, because, you know, being the only girl, it's been hard to like always expand and just reach out into other people to join a team. Yeah. But I think that's made me extremely hyper vigilant and extremely critical of myself for a lot of things, because I had to rely on my own like vision a lot and my own integrity to be like, okay, is this going to be, is this going to be like spot on? So definitely the producer, definitely the singer, definitely the writer. Thank God I don't know how to work a camera, so I don't have to be a photographer. Okay. But yeah, just the whole logistics and everything has just all been me. But
wow, that's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, that's typically
what it is.
What it is, especially as emerging artists.
Yes.
To have to wear those multiple hats, but if you could just focus on the songwriting and the recording,
just make me the happiest woman alive,
and just kick back, not have to worry about, send it off.
Yes, but I think it's definitely humbled you to be really more grateful for the process, because you never know until you get there, right?
Yeah.
So let's just say in the next 365 days from now, and I just have like the #1 song on the Billboard for her, right? Yes. I feel like I would be extremely gentle with people on the team, because it's not an easy thing.
Right.
It's not. You don't, like I said, you really don't know until you get there.
Yeah, there's a couple. Well, let's just talk about the because you said Cut you started making or made in 2019.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the album came out 2022.
Yeah.
June.
Tell us about I hate to bite off such a big chunk, but tell us about like what you were doing. Was it full on album mode for those 2 years, or like where are you finding beats? Who are you working with?
Right. Oh man. So Cut, I think definitely made that in the summer of 2019. That was like the shortest, quickest song I've done. Not really a whole lot of mixing, probably like 3-4 sessions maybe with that. I was solely focused on rapping at that time. And then my sound engineer, he is a singer as well. His name is Axel. He just kind of introduced like this R&B realm. He's like, you don't have to be tough all the time.
Yeah.
He's like, you got to be tough all the time. He's like, I can tell you have an interest in this, but you're just scared because you know how people are going to look at you.
Right.
So, you know, for you to like switch from like something super aggressive like rapping and this and that to the upbeat pop and babe that you see now, I had to do a lot of like soul searching in between those 3 years to like soften up and really do what I wanted to do. And I've always wanted to be a pop star, let's be real. I always wanted to.
What were the biggest epiphanies along that search, if you care to share? I mean.
Yeah, I think like, man, just like, can you elaborate on that question a little bit more?
Just like during that soul searching period, what lessons did you learn?
I think like, because a lot of hard times have fell on me. I'm like, you're not making it any better being hard on yourself or just being like, oh, rah, don't come here, I'm gonna cut you. You can't do that. I feel like it's just doing was way too much for my mental. And I'm like, you got to think about all the good times in life and like think about all the good, happy music. And it's like some of your top 5 artists, they're pop artists. So it's like you're kind of going against your own grain by doing something that you're not really like used to or not. It wasn't really embedded in your DNA to do like that. So I really learned to soften up over the years, just by like, oh, go into therapy, go to the gym, like actually doing more physical art, because art is therapy for me. Like genuinely like talking to people sometimes, I can overwhelm them sometimes, but just like being in that your own world with making art is probably the most therapeutic thing in the world. And that's why I'm like, I'm a very hands-on artist, like even down to the cover. I feel bad for the graphic designer. I was pressing him. I'm like saying, this got to be this way. The freaking tornado got to be in the back this way. But it is what it is, you know? And I feel like I had to go through that in order to like really embrace being an artist, because truth be told, I told myself I didn't want to be an artist because my mom
Right, that little voice. Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely wanted to songwrite, not sing.
Yeah.
Because I was scared of that. And like rapping, you weren't required to sing and rap.
Right.
You weren't required to like embrace your true like soft side. Rapping is everything but soft.
Yeah.
So that like definitely that has just like transformed me into being more comfortable with myself. And I had to be more comfortable with myself. Otherwise, I feel like I'm just playing a character, and I just don't want to do that.
Well put. Very well put.
Yeah, sounds like layers and layers of vulnerability you're going through, whether it's being yourself around your parents or being yourself in front of the world.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage to do something like that.
For sure. Thanks.
No problem.
What's on the horizon? I mean, would you ever direct your own music video, or again, would you have someone else do that, or would you want to help write it or be involved in the production of that? Are there any music videos on the horizon, if you can reveal? Okay, perhaps.
I definitely have a strong interest in doing visuals for my project Siren. I do know for a fact there's one song that's extremely upbeat that I'm like, there's no way in this lifetime that I wouldn't do a visual for. And I've been working on it for like a long time. And hopefully by this summer, I could at least have a few things for people to run and look at.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you feel like music videos are important? I know you were talking about as a kid, the music videos were very influential.
Yeah, I'm a very visual person, and I even just down to my jacket. It was like everything to show how I'm feeling and just being vibrant. I feel like just sometimes you do need a visual. Put a visual to what you're listening to.
Yeah,
because it's not what you say, it's how you say it, how you present it. So I definitely don't want a lot of messages to be misunderstood. Because especially in the song Insane, I don't want people to think, oh, this girl, she's from a mental asylum. What is she doing? What is she doing?
Yeah, that song's wild. That came out on Halloween, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect timing, exactly. And then I've got some other questions about kind of that period of time leading up to the release of Siren.
Yeah.
I saw you were working with Push Records.
Yeah.
Are you still cool with those guys, or how'd you meet those guys?
Those people, they're so amazing. All it took is an Instagram DM, and we were just on like a call, just talking, getting a feel for one another. I'm trying to remember how I really even heard of them. I've heard of them because they've been like tied to a music video I was in for this another local act called Ozone.
Yeah.
They were at that music video.
Okay.
And I did a vlog on it on YouTube. I guess people could check it out if they want to. And I don't know. I guess we've always been around each other, but never really took the time to introduce each other to one another. So like, I guess just from, I saw this person following this person following this person. I'm like, okay, eventually I introduced myself to them like, hey, I like what you guys are doing. I like how strong of a unit you guys are. And if you can, just hear me out, see this out, see it through. Let's just collaborate and work together. And we all a family right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
What would you say is like the biggest benefit of working with them? Are they helping you with specific aspects that you would rather not do yourself?
Gosh, yes. Like handling because I feel like I'm so soft-spoken. Juice, he is the owner of Push, the originator of it. He really just handles business. And I feel like just sometimes just having that strong authority and having somebody that's that like mentally strong on your team really is going to save you a lot of headache. Because I feel like I am mentally fragile sometimes with a lot of things. And sometimes he could just say one thing and it's done. And sometimes it's just how it needs to be. And it's been flowing like water since.
That's nice.
So, and I really do respect Juice, and for definitely like just respecting me as a woman, just like respecting me, holding me accountable for where my faults are, and continue to push and support me. You know, it's Push Records, so it is what it is.
And is that like one-stop shop, mastering, distribution, marketing, reps?
Everything.
Wow.
Everything but management. Everything else has been on to the T. So I'm really grateful I ran into them. And it's not even just Juice. It's AK. It's Tori. It's Ivy. Like, those people just, like, took me and embraced me because they saw how hungry I was. And they're like, we need this. So they feed off of my energy. I feed off of theirs. And hopefully, you know, within this time, we're all going to move towards a really bright future.
Oh, definitely.
That's awesome. And then I wanted to ask about your, I don't know how involved you are with Creative MPLS, but I just have seen a lot of posts from there. I didn't know if you were teaming up with them too, because you threw that awesome release party there with, I wrote down all the artists you had there. You had Tori, Che, Majesty, AK Fields, Bakari, Surf Wreck, and Forgive Me, Wavy, right?
As well as Selly Mac,
Oh, man. So that's like an incredible lineup.
Yeah.
Did you know all those guys before that? Or was that kind of, did Creative help?
I think just the mastermind of May has really just done her thing. I only besides Tori and AK, I really didn't know of them within this last year. Let's just put it that way. Within the last year, like, I've only known of them for about a year. But Forgive Me, Wave Me, I've known of him since I started making music. If anything, he was like one of those first people I've introduced, hey, I want to do music, because they were doing music. He was a part of this group called The Mirage. They originated at the U of M, and they were big, I guess. And they broke off, and they're all solo artists now. But Forgive Me, Wavy has definitely been a part of, like, studio sessions, encouraging me and just saying, you know, you're a superstar, do it. Okay. I'm like, okay. So with that whole, like, formulation of everybody coming to my EP release party, I did go to a music video, and Bakari was there. And that's how I met Bakari.
Okay.
We spoke. However, he was ill at the time, so he couldn't make it. But Selly Mac, he is affiliated with Surf Wreck, and I really don't know how I know all these people. let's just say social media has really done its networking for me. Yeah. Because, there we go. Boom. Minneapolis Finest. Those are playlists I curate over the time of 3 to 4 months just to see, people I've met, people who expressed their music interests, who wanted to collaborate. Yeah. And I think making those playlists and, like, making those visuals, because I put together the videos. Everybody wants their work to be recognized. Right. And a lot of people feel like, because I'm not on this level, or I'm not viral, nobody's watching me. Trust me, they're watching. Yeah. And as much as they don't want to admit it, they are. Yeah. So I take a lot of, like, their work and put it into one, like, this playlist with this artist. And they saw, like, okay, it made an impact. It helped people draw traffic into that. Wow. And then I just reached out, like, hey, I have this EP release party. I would love if you can open for me. And they were more than willing to do it. That's awesome. So, yeah. Yeah, that networking, what a crazy path. Yeah. What an amazing path. Because the playlist curation seems like that's really something, because you're saying you're very critical of your own music. I assume you're critical of others' music as well. So these playlists are probably fire. They're amazing. Yeah. They're amazing. And, like, if I could recommend some artists, I have a friend here. Sorry, I was going to put her. I'll just put it there. Yeah. Check out Minneapolis Finest, the original one, and the Minneapolis Finest 2.0. Super dope, super amazing. No skips. And it's not even just hip-hop R&B. It's pop, it's alternative, and all that type of stuff, because I'm not really restricted into one genre. Mm-hmm. But I guess if I'm going to own one, it's going to be pop, I guess. So, it seems to be casting the widest net nowadays. Yeah. So where can listeners find those? Huh? Spotify? Yeah, everywhere. It's on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Music. Oh, wow. Just Minneapolis Finest. I guess you could type my name, MAEVUIM, after to, like, narrow it down if there's a problem. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, what a great way to network. Just kind of helping other artists. And seems like it's really paid off. Sometimes their music just be helping me. And then sometimes like, hey, who did this for you? Or I like this song. And it's like, I like this. I'm like, do you like my stuff? I like your stuff. So that's awesome. Yeah. What I guess I was asking you about Creative MPLS, and then I kind of got distracted. How'd you meet those guys? Same thing, social media? I think in 2021, I went to Forgive Me Wavy's performance there. That was my first time ever being there. It was amazing. Okay. I just like it was just a cool spot. It's like everything I imagined as a kid for it to be a creative space, I guess.
Yeah.
And I didn't even meet the owner, Lizette, really until like I've expressed interest. I wanted to have my EP there. She and I, we just bonded like that, I guess.
Oh,
she's like,
awesome.
she's like, okay, yeah, you could do this. Yo, you could do this. And since then, I guess she's asked me to like, I don't know, be a part of a couple of her music videos. And she was just allowing me to document a lot of things there. And just like, I don't know, we just been collaborative naturally. It just happened.
That's awesome.
You know? So I like that spot. If anybody needs a good start or just to be inspired, I would recommend they stop to Creative Minneapolis, only because the atmosphere is very welcome. It's very diverse. And really, there's nobody there to discourage you. Everybody wants to really express themselves. So Liz, I really did her thing with that.
That's
and
nice.
If anybody's looking for a musical outlet, that's going to be the first place I ever suggest, Creative Minneapolis.
There you go.
You heard it here. Before we take a break, I was going to ask, when was the last time you were on stage performing? Was it the release party?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think so.
So we're due. We'll talk
soon.
during the break. We'll get some dates hammered down for you guys.
Okay.
You're watching DogStar. This is MAEVUIM.
Yours truly.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll be right back after this. Stay with us. And we're back. This is DogStar. This is MAEVUIM.
Hi.
And we are Sundogs. And we'd like to dive a little bit more into Siren. The album released in June of 2022.
Yes, sir.
And just, I mean, talk a little bit about what was going on in your life when you wrote those initial tracks.
Yeah, vulnerability on vulnerability.
Exactly. But what themes overall do you think Siren encompasses?
I think Siren was definitely meant for me to like embrace femininity. Because like the whole time when I thought what femininity is, just being soft and just really a weak woman.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like what Siren means, it has multiple meanings. It's a woman who uses her femininity to get what she wants from men, unfortunately, without doing too much.
Yeah.
Without doing too much. And I think like I've learned what the term dark femininity is, and I've really embodied that in the whole project because you listen to everything, it makes sense once you have that background meaning what Siren is. Or Siren can be just alerting you that something's coming.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love the multi-meaning and to get the artist's perspective.
Yeah.
As a fan, that means so much more.
So you got a wide variety of what you want to interpret from listening to the project. Yeah.
So, were you going to say something?
Not yet.
All right. So, not to get all statistic-y, but 25% of the songs on the project have a feature. Two of them.
Two?
How do you feel about collaborating with other artists on your music?
I was a little bit nervous to do it because like prior to me even wanting to put out music as an artist, I wanted to focus on songwriting, just because like I'm like, I can do this for somebody who's already comfortable doing this. But you know, growth is uncomfortable.
Right.
So when that came about, Axel, who's featured on my song Public Desire, he's the engineer. He heard it. He's like, I gotta hop on this. I'm like, what? You wanna hop on my song?
Yeah.
And his music is super good, super, super good, very inspiring. And I'm like, okay, you can hop on this. And we just started harmonizing. And from there, it was just a click. And I think with my other feature, Northside, with AK Fields, I just had this random open verse. I could not write to save that song. I really couldn't. And that's around that time I was talking to Push eventually. At first it was just Juice. And then he introduced me to AK. He's like, oh yeah, this person, he raps and you could talk to them. And within 24 hours, he already recorded the verse and all this stuff. I'm like, okay, yay.
24 hours.
He just killed it. He just killed it. And I'm like, yeah, we definitely thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
So shout out to you.
Were all those other songs just done, or what? Why aren't all 8 songs with collabs?
I feel like, I was just really in a secluded, isolated mindset going into. I really pretty was insane. I'm not gonna lie. I really was pretty much insane making this whole project. I'm like, dude, you're about to do this with no type of guidance. You're just running with it. And I was like, yeah, why not? But then I'm like, sometimes you do need to step out your comfort zone because the whole world wasn't made one day. So you don't know who's going to inspire you to put this, and this here. So that's why I'm like, okay, open up. And the other ones were kind of just like fixed because Insane, it was already fixed. I made Insane probably in February of 2021. And that was done pretty, like, I didn't see a future with that. That was like, I guess, I'm only speaking about Insane because it's my most expensive song. Okay. And I was just fixed into that. And the other ones was just like, okay, this one feeds off of this energy. And I'm like, okay, I just needed a little bit of a spice, a little bit of dash, a little bit of hint of flavor in this. Man. And I got AK and Axel perfect. And they did it extremely professionally. So that's always
so
going to be
awesome.
key. Yeah.
Always appreciated, to say the least.
Yes. This came with that. So.
Yeah, you're saying Axel is the engineer at least. Where do you record there? Or do they go to you, or you find a spot, or?
No, dominantly I used to record there, but he's been focusing more on like his artistry and like branching out as well. So it hasn't been as easy. So I'm a snitch on myself. I've been working with other people outside of that, deal. But he did engineer my whole project, and he's very talented.
That's very nice. The other executive producers on Siren, it says Moses and Agnes along with yourself. Who are those people?
So Moses, that's Forgive Me Wavy. He's definitely helped produce like the sound and just like encouraged me to put this here, and just like alter a lot of the mechanics behind it. Okay. So I did have to credit him for that because I really didn't know. He knew. So
that's awesome.
To give me that insight, you got to get your, And Agnes, she's my niece. She's been, like I said, you know how we were talking about, if I had a child.
Yes.
And they want to express interest in something. Yeah. She's not my child. She's my niece. She's always expressed the interest in wanting to sing. And she's been in the studio and stuff with me. She's been like, but you could do this better. She's not scared to tell me. Yeah. She don't know what she's doing. She's not scared to tell me.
Do it again.
You do it again.
Definitely, definitely deserving of the producer credit.
Yes.
And then there was only 2 people listed under the beat production. Do you know those guys, or is it just where you're looking? Or?
Just the market I was looking at. They're the main ones who just really fit the sound I'm looking for. I'm like, okay. Awesome. Hey, give credit's due.
Yeah. Are there going to be future songs with those producers, do you think?
I'm not going to tell myself.
Yeah, okay. Don't reveal anything you can.
We got to talk about these 2 songs. We only got like 5 minutes left.
Yeah, your representative sent over Dangerous and Insane, and you said that Insane was your most expensive song.
Yes.
Very.
Very.
That was the second single, right?
I think that was the first one.
Oh,
first single, 4th track off of Siren. Eventually, yeah.
Yes.
Tell us about that song. That was just
you had mentioned earlier. It's like without context, someone might call the record company and say, "Hey, you might want to check on this artist."
Girl.
Yeah,
yeah. Insane definitely has originated from a very hard time. Honestly, Insane. I made this right a little bit after the pandemic because in February 2021. After that year, it was a lot mentally for me. A lot. And I just came out of a really bad relationship at that time. And I was just really trying to find myself. So it's like, I just moved out. I was just trying to like, oh gosh, what are you doing? What are you doing? You wanted this, you wanted that. It didn't even go the way you wanted. So it's like, I'm just not here right now. So that's when I made the song Insane because I'm like thinking, why didn't it go out the way I planned it to be? So what am I going to do? So that's how the song Insane originated. And I did write it at first physically on a piece of paper. But then Axel, he's like, put the paper down and say what you really have to say.
Just feel it.
And I just ran with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's the story behind that.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess we said Dangerous.
Yeah, and what about Dangerous? little bit different of a vibe, one could say.
Yeah. Dangerous is definitely my villain origin story.
Okay.
I think just being 19 and naive and just jumping into relationships and not really like having that like grounded foundations and standards and principles has definitely taught me a lot of hard lessons at a young age. I'm kind of grateful. You know, life happens for you, to you, I don't know. It happens, and you just kind of have to roll with the punches. And I'm thinking, am I going to be the victim or the victor? You thought I was going to say villain.
Yeah, exactly.
But like you're saying, to learn those lessons early on versus 30 years into an unhappy relationship. Yeah.
And there's nothing more dangerous than somebody who has knowledge. I think if you're very naive and like uneducated on a lot of things and behaviors and characteristics with things that you haven't really have brought to your conscious mind, you're going to fall into a lot of traps back and forth. So it's like, now that I got it, caught you. What you want to do?
Right,
so
right.
Definitely made me a dangerous person.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You got the vision now.
Yes.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, so much going into these songs.
And the whole artist image. Because I didn't know much about you, and then your Instagram page is like MAEVUIM. It's not like, and also I'm at this baby shower. So it's like, it seemed like it could have been like a rebrand of a previous artist, because your music's really good now.
Yes.
But it's like, she's only been posting for this long. So it was like, I guess I don't have a question. I'm just talking.
We were curious as if it was a rebrand or if it's just a new and emerging artist.
Yeah, it was definitely a rebrand. At first, the image was just like classic, just urban. But then I wanted it to be a little bit more sophisticated and more like bold.
Yeah.
And that's why you see me wearing a lot of red. Red is just like, to me, it's a dominant color. It's my second favorite color. Blue is my favorite color. I'm gonna call him chill person. Less provoked.
Less provoked. I'll switch to red.
We all see red. It is what it is, and I just feel like ultimately it's gonna draw people into seeing what the purpose is. Because if you see red, you're gonna be alarmed.
Yeah.
And if you hear siren and you see a bunch of red, maybe I should pay attention.
Yeah.
And not miss the little details.
Man, it's so you sound like a true artist. Your feelings are really going into the music, and it's like sounds extremely therapeutic for you making these songs, because it's like exactly what you need to hear is in the song that you're making. You can listen to your own song and feel better by the end of it, I'm sure.
Are you listening to your own music?
A little bit more than I should.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
Make the music that you want to hear, and you'll be doing the world a favor.
For sure.
Well, we'd really, really like to thank you again. We've got less than a minute
before we plug your socials real quick. I know we got MAEVUIM, MAEVUIM on Instagram, and then MAEVUIM Official is Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then TikTok, you're on TikTok?
Yeah, it's MAEVUIM Music.
Okay. Easy peasy. So that's all the spots. And then it's MAEVUIM on all the streaming, like anywhere you could stream anything. MAEVUIM, easy peasy. Siren.
Listen to Siren, please.
Exactly. And then, she's hooking up other artists on the playlist too. But we got to go. DogStar Podcast.
Bye.
MAEVUIM.
Some dogs. We'll see you next time.
You're dangerous, say you couldn't hang with us. Pull a hand up in the air, swear you never changing us. Smoking angel dust, something always changing up. One by one you let it go, you switching up, can't hang with us. He said I got it up, the emotions that you can see. I'm only going up from here, so baby, what's it gon' be? A couple bucks, a couple bricks, the weight of trust we gon' see. I'm like that. He said, don't you, don't be scared of me. Take my hand and watch it slip. Then I went and took it, swear to God I was a rookie. And we out here looking brighter, right now you looking stupid. You a star, I see you laughing through your scars. Got a grip on your heart, you were tripping over parts. Be my lightning in the dark. He said, my baby, you a star.
track you down everywhere I see. Cause don't be playing, cause it's time to leave. I know it's sudden, but this time you'll be. I know you're tired of the game, so baby, roll up your sleeves. And we did it all for nothing, take the top of the league. A couple plus, a couple bricks away, the trust we gon' see. I don't like that, I don't like that. He said, oh, you don't be scared of me. Take my hand and watch it slip. Then I went and took it, swear to God I was a rookie. And we out here looking brighter, and right now you looking stupid. You a star, I see you laughing through your scars. Got a grip on your heart, you ain't tripping over parts. Be my lightning in the dark. You said, my baby, you a star. I see you laughing through your scars. Got a grip on your heart, you ain't tripping over parts. Be my lightning in the dark. You said, my baby, you a star. I see you laughing through your scars. Got a grip on your heart, you ain't tripping over parts. Be my lightning in the dark. You said, my baby, you a star. I see you laughing through your scars. Got a grip on your heart, you ain't tripping over parts. Be my lightning in the dark. It's MAEVUIM, cause you're dangerous. It's MAEVUIM, it's MAEVUIM, it's MAEVUIM, it's MAEVUIM. Yeah,
Not gonna lie. Hey, okay. Let's get into it.
Cause you stop rolling, 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 rolling in the deep. Saw your prey was out there, thought your prey was gonna be weak. Ain't nobody want you, so you had to come to me. Better be quick to listen, and you better be slow to speak. Step two, you got it, and I know you're not really about it. And I got my stuff all about it, and I don't wanna talk about it. You wanna scream and shout, you wildin'. Are you calling for a challenge? Cause I'll tell you what I'm doing tonight, tonight. Could it be, or could it be, or could it be yours? Driving me, you driving me, you driving me insane. Baby, cause I got you where I want you. Tell me what I'm gonna do. All I really wanted was you. Could it be, or could it be, or could it be yours? Driving me, you driving me, you driving me insane. Baby, cause I got you where I want you. Tell me what I'm gonna do. All I really wanted was you tonight. Tell nobody, I can keep a secret. Tell nobody, all I really wanted was your body. I really won't tell nobody tonight. I can keep a secret. Tell nobody, all I really wanted was your body. Tell nobody, but you don't get to see all the things, no return or receipt. All the games, pick it up piece by piece. 180, 180. Pass, I gotta pull it up. Smoke, gotta smoke you up. Eye for an eye, are you showing up? Are you showing up? Are you showing up? Past 5 o'clock, where you pulling up? On 3 times, are you out of luck? Say 25, are you growing up? Are you growing up? Could it be, or could